és a mitjanit a Barcelona. Puc veure com passa.
La iniciativa nació cuando la Confederación, la Suïssa, debe dar dinero to save the UBS, la primera banca de Suiza. Tenemos que dar 60 millardos de francos. De franco suizo y al mismo tiempo las direcciones von der UBS they took many millions as surplus as a price for their performance, and we find that was not so good. So lanzamos esta iniciativa para hacer to talk about it, to say to the people, no, we don't think that's good, and we wanted to do something real, and to say there is no good that we have to pay to a bank who needs money, and in the same time to give money to the third direction. La iniciativa Unotose nació así. Y we took alone 100,000 signatures from Swiss people who say we want to vote about this, and now we have to vote about it.
¿Esto fue en 2008 o el 2009?
En 2008 lanzamos las ideas y the launching was on the 2009. Yes, if I remember correctly. And we had 1 year to took all the signatures. So it was a hard job.
¿Costó mucho recoger las firmas?
No, porque tenemos gente de nosotros movimiento que ha sido, ¿cómo dirán? Hablas français también?
Sí, oui, oui.
Non?
Tu peux parler français si tu veux.
Ah, bah, parfait. En plus, en français, voilà.
Oui.
Parlons toutes les langues, voilà. On a des bénévoles, donc c'est les membres, the members of our party. They came here in Bern to collect all the signatures. We have to send it back to every municipality to say, yes, there are really Swiss people. And then we were on the street to collect the signatures. We did that for free. So we have only 3 people who were paid to take care of the administration of this thing, but they were not so good paid. Voilà. So we don't normally a political party in Switzerland pays 500,000 francs minimum for collect an initiative. Some they pay even more. We did it for 100,000 only. So for us, it didn't cost so much.
I guess that all the signatures belong to workers and middle class. Do you think that any executive has signed it?
Yes, we have some. They signed our initiative, but they were executive for Lidl, not so big. Things only from Lidl, from people who have their own industry, but there was not so many. Most of the people were people we found on the street or a member of the Socialist Party of Switzerland. So, voilà.
Do you have now all the signatures you need?
Sorry?
You have now the 100,000 signatures.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes. Ahora les signaturas on les a données à la chancellerie fédérale. So they are in Bern in the federal chancellery. They took care of the signatures to say that yes, they have 100 signatures. We have to vote about it. So we don't have it anymore. Well, you have to give it to the Confederation.
So it has taken 4 years to obtain all the signatures.
No. Oh, no. Un año para colectar las signaturas. Después decimos comment dire, les signatures à la Confédération Suisse, to the parliament. We don't have it anymore physically. They're in an archive in Bern. We don't know. I don't know where exactly, but we add 1 year to collect every signature. So it's.
The differences between salaries have increased a lot during last years in Switzerland.
Yes. In 84, the main difference between the lowest and the highest were 1 to 6. Today we are at 1 to 193. So you see how much this is bigger. Only in 20 years almost it has exploded, this difference. So now we say that if before they could be less than 112, why couldn't be yet again so little? So.
Which explanation do you have for explaining that one person gets 100 times the money, another person gets working the same number of hours? How can you explain that?
I can explain that while the chief of this industry, they want more money. They want to make the more money as possible, and the problem is that they don't care about the workers. They only care about their money, so they cut jobs. They take an industry. They place it in Asia or in Africa only to make a bigger money. And the problem is that the worker, they didn't see their salary grow up. Practically for the middle class, we gain exactly the same that we gained 10 years ago. And that's the problem, is that the richer get richer and the poor get poorer. So that's the problem for me.
Even in Switzerland, not only in Spain, in other countries.
Yes, of course. Switzerland is one of the country where there is the bigger difference between the rich and the poor. But there are so many rich people here, and we have the same 300,000 people who works but are poor because they don't gain enough to live. So even in Switzerland, we have problem with poor people. Of course, there is not like in Greece or in Spain or in Italy or another European country with the crisis, but we have problems too. That's the problem. Not because they are poor, but there are so many rich people who have too much money, and poor people will need that money. So that's the problem.
In the referendum, which are the new steps to do in the referendum?
Oh yes, now we have to make our campaign. Well, we vote in 3 months, so it's going to be really huge. And there are nothing more to do. We have only to wait to make our campaign, to search to gain the maximum of votes. And we'll see on the 24 November which side will win. So we need, and in Switzerland, we need the majority of people and the majority of the cantons, our regions. As for initiative to be accepted, we need that also at least 12 cantons accept the votes in each. We see in each cantons if the majority says yes or no, and then we count in how much cantons want a yes and in how much they want the no. And we need to have the double majority, we call that. So on one side, the people, the other side, the cantons. So it's really complicated, and since I think we can do the majority by the people, but the cantons will be so more difficult, while we have little cantons who are more conservative, and they are not so from our side. So it's going to be difficult to make a campaign in those cantons to win. But we are going to do that. We are trying to do that.
But this is for obtaining the right to make the referendum. The referendum will be later.
No. The referendum will be on the 24th November.
The referendum is in the 40,
For the
in the 20,
yes. But the moment that we give the signatures to the Confederation, the Confederation says, yes, they have 100,000 signatures that are good, we have to vote. There is no way that the people will not vote about it. So,
And what will happen if in the 24th of November this referendum wins?
We make party. What will happen? We make party on the 24, and the 25 we'll see what is going to happen. But the problem is that the Parliament have to vote a law to say yes. Now when in 2024 we decide if you want to write in the Constitution a new article, and if we say yes in the Swiss Constitution, it will be written that the ratio must be 1:12, and then the Parliament have 3 years to make a law that makes that real. So that you have to wait 2-3 years before that is going to be real. But the Parliament can also, modify something to say yes, 1:12, but with these exceptions also. There can be an interpretation of the law. But that will be another step. Now we have to make the step to vote, and it's the most important, because once the initiative is accepted, the Parliament cannot not vote a law. You have to make a law within the 3 years. So,
do you think the rich people in Switzerland will accept that?
No, of course not. Of course not. They are the people who don't want to this initiative will gain, and so they are going to pay much of money to contribute again to the campaign against us. That we already know that this group is called Économie Suisse. That's it's a group from the biggest industry of Switzerland, Nestle, Novartis, and so we know that they already give 5 million francs for the campaign against us. So you see, it's really huge, and we have a budget of 200,000 or 300,000 francs. So you see the difference is really big.
One last question. Have you talked with another young socialist in Europe in order to copy this idea in other countries like Germany, Spain, Italy,
Yes.
Greece?
Yes, we had a lot of contact, mostly with Germany and France. In France, there is a proposal. In Germany and in France, they talk about 120 to make something so, but it's clear that they don't have this possibility that's given with the initiative. With initiative, in Switzerland, we can even propose everything. We can vote about everything. And in France and Germany, they don't have that. But the idea is growing, and there are even some people who say we can put a label on the industry who respect this 1:12 ratio. So it's an idea it gives. Yes, comment dire, ça donne vraiment beaucoup d'idées d'autres pays. Je pense qu'aussi en Espagne, on parle de ça. J'ai vu aujourd'hui un article sur El País, avec une interview de David Roth. Je sais, en Italie aussi, ils parlent déjà de notre initiative. En France aussi, donc c'est vraiment, on voit bien que surtout dans les pays qui nous sont proches, l'idée fait vraiment beaucoup de vagues. We talk about it very likely, and most of the people are with us. So maybe they say 1:12 is too much, but we are okay with this idea.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks, Filippo. Good luck.
Muchas gracias.
And good luck. You will need that, I think.
No, I don't lead it. I'm just a secretary. No, I contribute to the campaign, but we don't have a leader who do everything. We are a group. We are practically now 15. 15 personas que aquí están trabajando por las iniciativas y tenemos que las decisiones es por todos los mundos. There is no someone who decided we do that. We decide all together what to do. So really, we are a young socialist.
Good luck.
Okay, merci beaucoup. Thank you.
És a mitjanit a Barcelona. Puc veure com passa el vent.